Together, we'll be unbeatable.
Good evening. Welcome to Tal'dorei Monday's Delta Group. I'm Becca. I play Elspeth the Bard. Our player Azuzu, who currently plays Edgar, is running late today, so he will be joining us hopefully about half an hour to an hour's time. But I will let the others introduce themselves from top to bottom.
Oh, for once, it's me first. I'm Phosphoro. I play Eric the Knight, Dragonborn. Sam.
Yep, I'm Sam. I'm playing Tomfoolery, the Goblin Cleric.
Hello, I'm Scott. I'm the group DM once again.
Hello, I'm Traz, and I'm playing Cloud, the Tabaxi Rogue Warlock.
Hi, I'm Dom, and I'm playing Trevi next, the Wood Elf.
So that is our crew for this evening at the moment, and I believe Foss has agreed to do our recap for us.
Yes. So, turns out last week we never managed to leave the circus. We were stuck in the circus. We ended up, leaving through a portal, believing to take us to a bar. From that bar, we saw Elsbeth walk past the window, even though she was sitting next to me and Cloud. Everyone else, we were like, This Elsbeth seemed to be the personality of around about 100 to 200 years before, give or take.
How old do you think Elspeth is?
Mm.
Try about 20 years before.
We'll go 20 years before. We decided to confront them and find out what was going on. They creeped me the hell out. We decided then that we were trying to figure out what was going on. We discovered that they were kind of. This Elsbeth started to shift into a Ripper sort of form. We tried to engage in combat with that. That didn't end well, with everyone experiencing a pseudo nightmarish effect. We then ended up finding out we hadn't left the circus. We were actually now the attraction for Act 2. After being released from that, we were given a chest with several potions, etc., and stuff in there. This is currently in the hands of Cloud. Elsbeth and Trevi went through some form of mental shock, meaning they were unable to react to things. Eric, Tom, and Edgar went to go and see about this person that had apparently came to the carnival with Jackson's cane, discovering that it was one of the 3 women that Eric had spent the night with after making his deal. She had stolen it because she thought it was worth money. They decided to free her and let her go back on her way. We're then told the only way they can leave the carnival, the circus, was to make the original clown that Elsbeth had upset by stealing the cane back from him. It'd basically be to apologise to him. After apologising to him and a few more events that happened between him and the other clown, the clown decided to leave with us, meaning that we all came back to where we were, full circle, all still alive. And that's pretty much where we left off. All of us coming back to the real world, and Cloud deciding we're going to go for this boat, and all of us kind of trying to figure out how we're going to do it without being shot. Did I miss anything, guys?
I think that's the gist of it, yeah. So, you've all returned. How do you wish to proceed? Are you going to do anything in the morning? Are you going to do anything particular? Or are we just going to go say fuck it and just storm the port and just be like, we're going to steal your ship and everything on it? Bye.
I believe, from what I remember, Cloud was sending a flock of Trissams to investigate the ship, and Eric was in the process of dropping a Drake off at an orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we'll start with her first, because as the Tristams fly off and do a little bit of reconnaissance, Eric will get eventually arrive at the orphanage with the Drake in tow. You're going to knock on the door, or you're just going to leave the thing on the doorstep and just be like, trap door, run away?
I was going to say, isn't that what normally happens? But I won't go that route. I will tap on the door.
Okay. Dunk, dunk, dunk on the door. No initial response. You tap it again. There's a response after the second time. He's like, sorry about that. It's like a younger chap who's answered the door.
Hey, buddy, is Devin in?
He had some errands to run. Is there anything we can help you with, sir?
I'm one of Elsbeth's cohorts. I have been asked if I was able to. Well, I believe that they had already said to Devin that I could drop this guard dog with you, guard Drake. He's friendly.
He goes, guard Drake, what? And he looks over, like, past you, and then suddenly just gets woof. The Drake basically pins him to the floor and just starts licking his face. Currently pinned under several dozen, if not hundreds of pounds of like scales and muscle.
See, I told you, he's very friendly.
I can see that. Can you please get him off? He's heavy.
I'll switch to Draconic and just go, don't jump on them. They're squishy. I'm not.
Drake just kind of looks at you, looks at him, and goes, and then Draconic goes, sorry, and just kind of hops off.
Back in common. Does anyone here speak Draconic in any way? Limited?
The young lad kind of looks at you and goes, I think Draco does. Well, I think you probably the best candidate. Yo, Draco, can you come in here a sec? A couple of moments go by, and you see floating in on a little cushion is a blue dragonborn like child with a book in his hands.
Eric just
I'm
kind of looks at
assuming
me.
you know your tongue very well. He's like, says something in Draconic that makes the Drake laugh. It was essentially just like no shit Sherlock, essentially.
Eric have we giggled himself as well. In Draconic, Eric's going to go, you're probably the only one that can speak to this Drake. Do me a favor. Don't let it eat anyone here.
He nods, goes back to his book, and as he starts to float away, the Drake just kind of gives you one last look and goes, "You'll be back soon, right?"
I'll be back now. Follow the floating boy. He'll be looking after you just now. If he says to not do something, you don't do it. Even if he tells you to eat the child, you don't eat the child.
Okay. And he just kind of waddles behind the floating dragonborn kid.
I'll turn back around to the kind of essential teenager that had opened the door. I'm just going to go, he's not going to be much hassle. He'll keep an eye on things. If anything bad happens, shout for the Drake and the Drake will help you. I just have to go and make sure that things go right. Say hi to Devlin for me.
Will do, sir. Anything else before I go and tend to the kids?
Not particularly, no.
Have a nice day, sir.
You too.
The last thing you hear before the door shuts over is just like a crashing wallop, and you assume it's probably the Drake knocking something over. You just hear in Draconic, the Drake going, "Why is it my fault? It's fragile." The door shuts over.
I'm going to head back to everyone else.
Cool. You start making your way through town. You'll eventually join up with them. Cloud or Tristram's are going to be just sitting up in the pier, just doing a bit of recon for next week. So there'll be a brief period of them just kind of doing surveillance and relaying stuff to you. So anything of note will eventually come up if it does at all.
Yep. Yeah, so they'll all just have their own spots about the place. So we'll just start making our way over that way, unless there's something else. And
Eric's going
for-
to tap. Eric's going to tap Cloud on the shoulder.
yes.
I'm going to ask a really awkward question. I'm going to ask for a loan to make sure I can keep everyone alive.
Okay. Questions? What, why, where, when?
Basically, the chainmail that I'm currently wearing can only absorb so much. I'm going to see if there's an armor smith around here somewhere that can do plate in my size.
No, that's easy enough. Sure, we can find a decent one around here somewhere.
I'm just going to turn around. Is it going to be okay if I try and find an armor smith before we do this?
It's fine by me. I may have an idea for a way to help with tonight, so I might disappear myself just for a little bit.
Are we sure that traveling on our own's a good idea again, everyone?
I don't care who I go with. I want to see if I can pick up some cobbler's tools.
Well,
You have got.
Have I got them?
Yeah, you got them as a gift from St. Albans.
Oh yeah, I just want to get some materials to make some shoes.
Yeah, I need to also look for some material for my slippers.
well, I don't plan to be going near any shops, so it's probably best for you guys to all go together, and I will make my couple of detours and message you when I'm ready to meet up.
Remember the banner if you need it.
I will.
Are you sure you want to go alone?
I not sure, but I need to start walking around by myself. I'm 160 fucking years old, for goodness sake.
You want to take Moth Boy?
I will be fine, thank you very much.
He's a good conversationalist.
I'm sure he is a fantastic conversationalist. Normally I would request Alustus, but I assume he's busy, so I will be fine. Honestly, I have my banner. If anything happens, Eret will be the first to know.
Okay, I'll keep my ears open, and then I'll point to Tribu points to her big long elf ears.
You do that, and I will wander off.
Cool. Elspeth wandered off. With a particular destination in mind?
Yes, she is going to start by going to the Emerald Heart. If she can't get what she wants from there, she will go to her old haunt of a place. And then when she gets what she wants, she is off to Toto's brother's place.
Cool. So, Emma's heart first.
And I will look for Cora.
Nope. You approach the Emerald Heart. Fairly early in the day, so there's not many people kicking around who haven't decided to make their leave. One of the girls at the reception is like, yes, can I help you?
Yes, I am looking to speak to Cora if she's in, if at all possible.
Yeah, she's in her office. Just knock 3 times and she'll answer, probably.
Awesome, thank you. And I will walk up and knock 3 times on the office door. I know where that is, I've been here before.
The door opens.
Is she by herself?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm not about to disturb something I shouldn't be disturbing. That's fantastic. So I'll go, hey, think you might, hopefully you remember me. If not, I'm a friend of Cloud's.
She'll just put her feet up on her desk and go, yes, Elspeth, I do remember, yeah, take a seat.
Thank you. We're about to run into something potentially dangerous, and I'm looking to make it a little less dangerous. Now, I understand how places like this work. I'm very well versed in it. However, I'm looking for some information about a potential client.
She'll just raise an eyebrow at you and go on.
Is Toto's out of game? Is Toto's brother's name Gaskin?
Yeah.
Perfect. I am looking for the names of some, not all, of the girls that a Mr. Gaskin Half-Pint has been involved with.
At that point, she kind of just like sinks back in her chair and goes, oh, him with the cat fetish, right. Give me a sec, and she'll go through like a little file of facts underneath her desk. I've got 4 names here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do remember this. You know I'm assuming that you walked our line of business before, so you will know that. Bear with me here when I say that these are obviously not the real name.
Oh, of course.
So we've got Siamese. That was the first girl you kind of got in. And then we've got Lucretia. And the other 2 are Ninx and Easy.
Minx
The
and
last
what?
one's the filming. It's the least original of the lot.
Sorry, what was the last name?
Stacey.
Okay.
It's spelled with an I at the end.
Oh, okay, one of those. That's fine.
You know the type, I'm sure.
That is no problem at all. Thank you very much. And of course, I did not get this information from you. That is perfectly not even needing to be said.
While you're here, has and she kind of looks a little bit awkward and she's like, okay, I really shouldn't be asking this, but given the fact that you're running around with my brother and the girls are causing a lot of trouble, has Benjamin causing you guys any more grief than necessary?
Out of game. Cloud hasn't mentioned Benjamin to Elspeth, right?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either. I don't believe so. Sorry, who's Benjamin?
She'll kind of retreat a second and she's sitting there with okay. Never mind, it was just a personal curiosity.
Okay.
Well, if you, I've got a couple of things I need to catch up on, but do drop by in this business-oriented manner. We can have a drink, something or whatever.
I will definitely keep that in mind. Also, I don't know if Cloud has mentioned, but we solved the serial killer problem, so you shouldn't have any more girls disappearing.
Thank fuck for that. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome, and I will get up to leave the room. And just as I'm about to leave the room, I'll go, by the way, there's nothing wrong with a cat fetish. And then I'll leave the room.
And just before, just as she kind of like realizes, yeah, I know, I get it, yes, it's coughing up 4 balls. Just the door shuts behind you.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to do at Emerald Heart while
No, I will beeline out of here as quickly as I possibly can.
you exit and make your way back to the others?
No, I'm going to go to Gaskin's first.
Gaskin.
Yeah.
You travel your way through the streets of Oman whilst you're getting over there. Tom and Trevi, I believe you want to look for some materials.
Yeah, just anywhere that might sell stuff to make shoe soles, and I think Treevy wants some kind of.
I am going to again think your this isn't going to be just like a case of, oh, let's look for any old material for shoes in terms of just shoe related. Feel free to being archbishops of St. Albans. If you want to go a little bit crazy on the shoemaking front, as long as you can an excuse for material to then make the shoe, by all means, cobble
Well,
the cobbler.
that was the plan, because what I want to do is make pamphlets for St. Hubbins mirrored on the soles of my shoes. So when I walk, I leave the pamphlets all over the floor. So what I want is like, I might just make them out of wood. So I just like kind of clip clop around and leave the good word of St. Hubbins all upon the ground.
Great. And previous base are just looking for like rabbit pelts. That
Uh,
should be
faux rabbit pelts, please.
full rabbit pelts. Yeah, I reckon you can market and you can probably find stuff totaling between these with the weird pamphlet distribution shoes and Fox for probably about 12 gold pieces all in.
I'll get
Hey,
these. I know that
Tom.
you don't really carry much.
Yeah, you know me well already.
Yeah, I've come to figure that you don't carry money, so
I'll be
it's not.
totally honest. I don't even know what you guys keep saying that word money. I don't know what that is.
Well, you use it little pieces of gold, and you exchange it for goods and services.
What's goods?
Like items and stuff, so you don't have to forage for them. You just get them off somebody, and you just trade them for these small pieces of copper, silver, gold, platinum.
So I do less. Hang on. Less foraging, and I also have to give someone something for it.
Well, kind of. You work instead of forage, so you do a job, and then somebody gives you the coins, and then you trade those coins for things that you might want, like slippers.
So could foraging be my job?
Yeah, it could be.
So you're saying that when I find berries and sticks and leaves and like bits of chewed up food on the floor, people will give me copper for that, and I can then buy shoes.
I mean, I'd give you copper for chewed up food off the floor, absolutely.
Why don't you just trade it straight for the shoes then?
I don't know. I didn't make the rule.
Why does there have to be this conceptual like value applied to bits of metal?
I don't know. I didn't make the rules. I just follow them.
Hmm.
Either way, here's your fur. Keep hold of it. When we got some free time, I'll bang you up a pair of slippers.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.
And that was money that got you those. Remember that.
So how did you get money?
I can't remember. I
Huh.
think it was a donation to my church. But seeing as I'm using the money to make the shoes to spread the word, I think that counts.
So you guys got all your stuff.
Yeah, we'll
Anything?
probably just. There's nothing else I want. Unless there's anything Treevy wants to do, I'll probably just try and find the armory. See if we can meet Eric.
Are we in a market?
Yeah, small little kind of market. The main like massive marketplace is a little bit further away, and it's a kind of daunting sight for the more socially challenged of the group, as you guys were. So you kind of went, okay, this stall looks okay, just on the outskirts, and just jumped in there.
So anywhere selling tomes?
What is in just general reading or something specific?
I'm Trivia's not looking for anything specifically specific, but she'd like to learn maybe some more aggressive spells. She's realised that her friends like Eret are really strong and cool.
Make me an investigation check. Don't mind. You see a couple of rather aggressive looking individuals standing next to what looks like a makeshift ring that they've set up with little pamphlets held at the side.
Can I sense any kind of arcane nature to any of the book?
Can't sense anything just as you walk by.
I'll leave it for the time being then. Yeah, now's probably not the time to get into trouble with.
These guys just kind of stand around looking mean. Occasionally somebody comes up and they start handing out pamphlets.
Can I take a pamphlet?
You certainly can. Take one of the pamphlets and it's about self-defense lesson.
Oh, nice. And can I then just go and kind of like tap on the man who gave it to me, or woman who gave it to me?
At first you thought it was a man, but when you turn around it's just an incredibly butch-looking woman who's just like, yeah.
Hey, are you teaching people how to fight?
Pretty much. That's what it says there. And she'll just tap on the pamphlet quite aggressively.
Yeah, I can't read. So there's
So
that.
it's like, my bad. We just assume, but shakes it off. Anyway, yeah, we essentially teach people how to fight.
And I've heard about this thing called money. Is that exchanged?
You know, looks at you like kind of confused, and then leans against a nearby like wooden post and just kind of like, yeah, that's generally how it works.
Again, I'm very new to this. Sorry for wasting your time, and I'll go and join Tom.
Just kind of looks at you kind of confused as you walk away. As you join up with Tom, Eric, you're looking around for a armorer who could maybe make you in your size.
Yeah.
Roll me an investigation check, please.
I'll give you advantage if you want. I'll help you out.
Please, I was going to end up in a shoe shop.
You want guidance?
You're nowhere near me.
Oh, my bad. I definitely zoned out for a bit there.
You'll join up with him in a sec. For 16, yeah, you just managed to find your way to an armorer.
Thank God.
You go in, you can just hear the battering of a nearby forge. There's two humans just messing around with various bits of metal plate. You just hear at the back, right, you pair of shite bags, can you actually get the bit of metal and fucking hammer it into something useful for a change? And they kind of just scurry off with the bits of metal, and you see this rather angsty looking dwarf, well, mohawk, just kind of goes and goes, "Ah, Dragonborn, that's a rare one for these parts. What can I do for you?"
So I assume you can make any form of armor?
You give me the metal, I hammer it into whatever shape you fucking want, son. So if you want to wear it as a piece of armor or you want it for a bit of decor, I'm your man.
Okay. How much metal would it take to make me a fine set of plate?
I think I might actually just have enough, but be honest with you, like what you've got on's pretty decent. If you want to go up market, you're going to need some little bit better. You know what I mean?
How much is a little bit better going to cost me?
So the DM's going to have a wee quick cheeky look at the DMs, guys. If it wasn't buried on my other book. Let me just go into my ledger. Right, so have you got anything in particular in mind with this armor?
As long as it can allow me to get in between my group and, let's just say, the idiot across the room with the gun and, not immediately fall over dead, that'd be great.
Was guns?
Well, any kind of anything. I'd quite like nothing to really, get through me, but armor of that quality is very rare.
You kind of ushers you to come in closer for a sec. You just let slip talk about firearms there, lad. Step into my office and he kind of like opens up the desk door, which is a little bit on the narrow side for you when you're trying to walk through it.
I'll go in sideways.
You just turn around and just like awkwardly try to like side shimmy through. Which I think, I don't know, would Cloud find that amusing in any way, shape, or form?
Cloud would laugh, chuckle a little bit to himself, and then follow him behind.
And for Cloud to slip through. Right. What you're telling me is that you're wanting basic armor. Fuck that shite. What you want, and I'm guessing with, and he kind of looks at all the scars you've got across, he goes, someone like you gets into a fair amount of scrapes.
You guessed right. So what
See,
can I
you-
match?
It's something with a little bit more, and he kind of just like rattles one of the nearby bits of metal, just like ding, ding, under the hood.
I'm liking where this is going.
But, and this is when he looks about and goes, it's going to cost you more than just material to get what you're looking after, mate, especially when you've dropped firearms into the conversation, if you catch my meaning here.
What we needing?
A couple of them pepper boxes or a rifle might be, would be very handy around here.
Give me 2 seconds. Gonna kind of turn to Cloud and move him slightly further away in the room.
Cloud will tap the earring in his ear.
Ah, yes. I will also tap the earring. That's a mental thing, isn't it?
You have to whisper, but we can whisper across the room.
This job tonight. Does the person that we're working for have the itinerary of what they want from it?
The basic premise of the job is the main goal is to stop the people receiving the shipment. That is be all and end all generally. Bonus is to get the weapons and give them to the person who gave us the job. Though I wasn't planning on giving them all of them anyway. My plan was to give them some in as a extra bonus in reward and a bit of good faith and grease some wheels, and use others to maybe head up to Whitestone and give to the Devolos, again, grease some wheels, make some friends.
So,
Doesn't hurt.
so if a few were to stay in our hands, it wouldn't be that bad.
Well, though they bring a little bit of a distasteful taste to my memory, they've always been something of intrigue. I've seen them a couple of times, but I wouldn't mind keeping a couple around for ourselves, and if a couple went elsewhere to anybody that was we could work with, then maybe.
Okay. So I'm just going to be very blunt with this, and if I was to say trade one or two here for a little bit of an upgrade, we'd be fine with that.
I think we can do something. Just hold on a moment, and Cloud will sort of just not exactly. He will look at Draxus. Well, he will face Draxus with a side eye towards the bloke, and he will say, "No, sorry, brain." To Eret, but look at the blacksmith, and he'll basically just say something in Thieves Can't to see if the bloke catches it or understands it.
He then just looks at you and gives you a very, very, very affirmed kind of like smirk, and will usher you back to the table.
And he'll say to Draxus in the hearing, maybe we can work a little bit of a better deal. And Cloud will turn and head to the... Yes, I know, not Eret, not Draxus. Leave me alone.
So we'll head back to the table, I suppose, then?
Yes.
We shall head
There
back
you
to
go.
the door.
And the dwarf's just sitting there with this big shit-eating grin on his face.
So I'll look at the door. I'm going to go, I assume from the smile and the hand jiving that has been going on, that there is some form of deal made.
You could say that, fella. You. And he just points at Cloud. I know you from somewhere. If you know,
Possibly. I'd get around a bit.
if you know the old thief guy, you know, I know who you. Slams on the table. Goes, I fucking know who you are.
And who am I?
You know what, big man? And he kind of looks at it.
Mm-hmm.
What for you? I can offer you, and he points over the corner. Says that regular old piece of old shitty plate mail over there. Now I say shitty. It's good quality steel. It's just a case of it's just plate. I can have it adjusted and have for your size in about half an hour.
Mm-hmm.
What I really had in mind, if you can get me what we discussed, And he looks back at Chloe and goes, if this one does his job right, we could all make a pretty penny out of this.
Just gonna look at Cloud.
So I take it a couple of people talk too much around here. But you play your cards right as well, and things can work out just as finely for you as it should hopefully work out for us.
Listen here, Catboy. Just remember who helped you, who's helping you out here. Just you remember. Old Gunther, right? He'll give you a pat, and he'll just lean over there and just give you a big pat on the shoulder, which almost kind of like takes you off your feet a little bit. Give us half an hour, big man. I'll have that plate mail ready for you.
Magic. I'll shake his hand.
You notice that even though your hand's bigger than his handshake is pretty like. You could feel that would probably like dislocate a thumb on somebody like of lesser size.
Hmm. So Cloud will come back in half an hour then.
Yep. You go around the block a couple of times, just taking in the local sort of. Oh, this blacksmith is very unassuming. Doesn't seem to give much away. And then so all of a sudden you go back in and you can see that he's adjusted like one full set of plate, like a bunch of other spare bits into something roughly about your size.
Magic.
Just remember, lad, you're going to be walking about like a church bell.
Nothing new there.
Leave it with me. And he gives you a sly wink.
Oh.
You want anything while you're here, Furball?
No, I'm good, thank you. I've got everything I need.
Eric's just gonna joke, going, "If you had a brain in stock, that'd be good for him."
Dragon Ball sense of humor. That's even more rare. Fuck's sake.
Well, I hang around with a cat. Got to have a sense of humor.
At least you'll fully be a turtle now.
So you get finally sized up for your armor. You gonna just keep a hold of your old set, or are you gonna chuck it?
We'll chuck it.
Cool. Just right. What was it you had initially? Just a
Chainmail.
breastplate? Chainmail, sorry. Chainmail. You take the old chain off you, and he goes, "This has seen some fucking action."
Well, military standard usually does.
Well made. I'll give you that. And he then just chucks over his shoulder into a random pile of scrap. Well, it looks like scrap. It's just a big pile of metal behind it.
And that's where that belongs.
And with that, you now have your full suit of plate.
Hey.
Anything else while you're in the blacksmith?
Not from Cloud, unless Eric needs anything extra.
No, not at the moment.
Cool. I assume you guys are going to go leave?
Yep, we'll head over. Probably well, if I'd assume we'll probably find Tom and Trevi wandering around somewhere if they're headed toward this direction?
Yeah, you just seen them walking around with a pile of like fur and some random assorted pieces, just like in a little parcel. They turn around and see like Eric walking out with a full suit of plate armor. Just as you again, you go, "Oh, I forgot to mention something."
Yeah.
Says, "Furball, tell your sister I'll have the handcuffs ready by this afternoon."
Yeah, and from completely nowhere from underneath the cloak, a dagger will just come flying straight next to his head.
Okay, make me an attack roll.
Would it be an advantage?
I'll say no for this, just because he sees it coming. 13. He shave off like individual hairs on his beard as he kind of surprisingly, for a big stocky dwarf, just kind of just like, nope, out of the way. And it sticks into the door. And he kind of shrugs at you as if like, what? She's a woman of fine taste. She gets her stuff made here all the time. Not all that kind of stuff, but you know.
Hmm. It's a bit too upper class for you anyway. Take care. And Cloud will turn her head off.
Go ahead off. Elspeth, we will join you in a second.
Cool.
Have we got him back because he's sitting, or is he still AFK? I'm gonna take that as AFK. Let's see. Sorry guys, I thought Zuzu was back. He'll be still 2 minutes. Elspeth,
Yes.
you're approaching Toto's brother's place of business.
Mhm.
The usual dwarf on the desk is just sitting there, bored out his skull as usual. Sees you and just kind of to the door towards the office.
Thank you very much. And I will move towards the office and knock very politely on the door.
Just a moment, please. And then the door just slowly opens.
Is he by himself?
You take a good look around, and there doesn't appear to be anyone else in the.
Cool. Okay. Good afternoon. I think is it afternoon right now? Out of game. Is it afternoon right now?
Early afternoon, like.
Yeah. So I'll go. Good afternoon, Mr. Hearthpint. I needed a chat. I believe we had a mutual thorn in our side.
At that point, he's almost ready to shut the door, and then goes, "Which one would that be?"
That would be the changeable one.
The eyebrow raises, and then he opens the door and says, "You got 5 minutes."
Perfect. I will not need any more. I'm absolutely sure. I believe that she was lying to us quite convincingly for a while, but we found her out, which also leads me to believe, from what she's told us, that she was lying to you.
Go on.
Well, I believe how she lied to us was she took information we had about something we were going to do, potentially going to do, we hadn't decided on it, and passed it along to you. But I also believe in passing along that information she may have lied to you. Now, looking for a little bit of quid pro quo here, because the information she provided you potentially has the ability to be accurate. However, I am hoping to convince you not to act on it because of the information I hold about what she's lied to you about.
He walks over to his desk and sits down and goes, and what would that be exactly?
Well, I do believe, from what I last spoke to your brother about, that your lovely wife is up in Whitestone, I believe. She was doing something up there, if I remember correctly. Well, the thing she may have lied to you about would be that your lovely brother is not actually dead, and he may be on his way up to Whitestone. Now, I have recently become owner of some information that I'm sure the lovely Toto would be perfectly happy to pass on to your wife. I believe they go by the name of Siamese, Lucretia, Minx, Stacy, and I believe the one in West Run was Sunset. Now, I'm sure she'd be perfectly happy to find out from your brother that you are being so well looked after by these females.
With each name, you can just see like almost like a hammer being drilled on his head. He's just like, dunk, oh, oh, oh,
Although
oh no, no.
I do notice a trend, but from the information Toto has given me, I don't believe your wife is Tabaxi. Now, I am perfectly happy to forget the information I have got here. I'm perfectly happy to not pass it along to your lovely brother. On the understanding that the incorrect information that the copy seems to have given you about our intentions tonight isn't acted upon.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Let me pull my sheet up. $22.
He goes to like bark something, and it's almost as if like the air escapes his lungs. He's just like, and rather deflated, he just kind of sits back in his chair and goes, "Oh, yeah, kind of, can warn off the others that the information I was about to inform my associates with is actually not as reliable as I thought it was."
Perfect. And I will, of course, forget the potential incorrect information I have right here. Once obviously, I'm fairly sure that you've not acted upon your incorrect information.
Understood.
Perfect. And I believe on that my 5 minutes is up. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to chatting to you again.
Oh, please do rush back. And he just sits it and just pulls out a bottle of like scotch from underneath the desk.
I don't think I will, but it has been very pleasant. Have a lovely afternoon and evening, and I will walk out the door.
Yep. You walk out the office, you go downstairs, you see the dwarf guy again, just sitting there reading through a scroll of some description, and he just kind of goes like that. He doesn't even look up, and he goes, "Pleasant enough."
Oh, yes, absolutely lovely. I'm sure you have a fantastic boss. You must do amazing work for him because you're here so often.
Tell you the truth, he's a bit of a cunt.
I think everyone thinks that of their boss.
Oh no, really, he in particular. I've worked with some nice people. He's a bit of a dick, but
No,
he pays me. So,
I'm sure he does. Noted. Have a lovely afternoon, evening. Don't let him work you too hard.
Oh, I don't. I just can't. Goes back to reading.
And I. Oh, sorry.
That's alright. It just says have a lovely evening.
You too, thank you. And I will walk out and I will send a message to Cloud and I will go, I have done my errand. Whereabouts are you? And I will come and find you.
Cloud will respond, give you a location where they're probably stopped at. Probably having a short rest or something.
Yep.
Lovely.
You've got a rest. You can go out for a bit.
See, during the short rest, can I do something?
It's attuning to the scimitar. Yes.
Yay!
So Cloud will give you the scimitar speed, and I'll get rid of out my stuff.
Okay. And now that I know that he's back, hello, Azuzu.
What's up, guys? Did you miss me?
No.
Oh, wow.
Like
Okay.
that.
Okay. Wow.
The bit harsh.
Oh
Yeah, I
no.
know.
Oh, sorry.
What's up? What did I miss?
You need to re-roll a new character.
That's all good. I've been stockpiling a lot of pictures.
That'd be handy for Pictionary, not for D&D. Anyway, not much. Just a couple of background errands, and just like that, guys, as you guys are just kind of all meeting up in just a central little location, Edgar will have caught up with his having been doing whatever he would normally do in late morning, early afternoon.
Yeah, Edgar would have just been talking to his owl because he can't make notes, so he's just talking to his owl, who's kind of looking at him like, yeah, you can keep talking to him, but I don't understand what you say.
So, so everyone's back together. Short rest is had. Attunement to certain items is complete.
Eric's just going to comment that it feels really foreign again to be using sword once more in a one-handed scenario. He's like, really used to using both hands. Really strange only having to use.
You may be jeopardizing your strength and amount of damage in one hit, but you make up for it in the speed and amount of times you can actually hit.
It's more the reason I'm doing this is because I get the feeling that I need to make up for the amount of times that I can be hit.
That's a good point. Cloud will rummage through his bag.
Cool. Cloud rummages through his bag.
Yeah, and he pulls out a small bottle vial type container. Looks a little bit dusty and such, and hands it to Eric. If you think things are looking pretty dire and you need a bit of reinforcement, hopefully this will help. And Cloud will give him the potion of resistance he got from the stoner alchemist back in Westerun.
Oh, thank
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you'll need to do a, I think you said some sort of con save to make sure it works because it's a bit old, but yeah.
Yeah, we need to do a little quick con save for me if he wants to drink that. If and when.
And I will use this if I need to. Puts it in the satchel out the way so it doesn't get damaged. FYI, he's slowly polishing the plate mail because he's really happy with himself. He's got plate on.
It's a kind of mishmash of styles. It's not like Dragonborn plate. It's not Dwarven plate. It's kind of like elements of it are basic M1 military dress with like a few cobbled together pieces of just hammered metal and a few dwarven flourishes with a little bit of a with the kind of crown piece, like an elven helmet that's been like squished and then stretched.
He doesn't care because only higher ups where he's from would get kind of plate and stuff like that. So he's just sitting there going,
Well, hopefully, if this all works out, you'll be able to get some even better stuff.
Well, let's make sure that it does. I'm also going to look at Cloud, just going to go, so how do you plan on getting us there?
Well, by this point, the 4 normal Trissums would be getting to the end of their time so they'll probably relay whatever information they've gathered and send it back to Cloud before they disappear, and just the Aloysius will be remaining, keeping watch. So he'll just turn around and go, well, with you being a little bit louder, it makes things a bit more difficult. As I say, I was hoping just to sort of sneak in, grab what I needed, and get out without causing too much trouble.
I have
But
an idea.
perfectly welcome to take suggestions.
The rest of you are all relatively light-footed. You can kind of pop your way inside quite happily. I, however, as you said, sound like a church bell. But no one knows who I am. Unless your network of spies have been delivering information on me, which I would not be happy about. But if no one knows who I am, I can pretend to be trying to get out of the city. Try and gain access to the boat through them.
So you want to play decoy?
Well, I go to them, I say I want to leave this town without being noticed. I'm not well liked, so I'm willing to come on board their ship, do whatever they require, be that heavy lifting or guarding if they want, all for transport to anywhere but here.
Might work, but for the sensitivity of this job, they may just kill you for the hell of it to make sure there's nobody looking type situation.
Well, unless you can shapeshift me into something smaller and more portable, it's not going to be really easy.
I could.
Oh no.
There you go. I'm pretty sure there's 3 people in our group who can do that.
Yeah, I can do it. Treevy can do it, and I'm pretty sure Elspeth can do it.
Just gonna look at Tom and go, I'm also pretty sure I can throw you onto that boat if you try and shapeshift me without my permission.
I can also just dimension door you into it. I can also make you sneakier.
Under Eric's breath, you can hear the where is the person text me from magic when you need them.
I can also make you not make any sound.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I got plenty of options. Plus without trace, silence, polymorph, dimension.
You're gonna look at Cloud again and go, these are viable options, yes?
Yes, very useful. Polymorph turn you into a fly so you can buzz your way in there. Again, it could work for just a small man group. Fly in there like a pair of flies, change back, get the equipment, and buzz straight out. Nobody would ever know you were there.
Between us all, we could all do it, right?
I believe so.
So we could all buzz on like flies, set up some black powder, and then
Sounds like a good plan.
I leave this to you.
Well, we'll talk it through a bit better when Elizabeth gets back. She's the voice of reason generally.
Especially for you and me at this point.
No, there's no denying that.
Short time passes, and Elspeth will just be wandering through and spots you guys just kind of huddled up in a corner somewhere, just talking away.
Hello. I do hope your afternoon was as successful as mine was.
Cloud just gestures towards the big shiny dragon ball now.
Ooh, pretty. Someone got some new clothes?
New clothes, and I'm using this stick.
It is a sword.
It is a sword, but it's also a lot smaller than I'm used to.
Hmm.
So, how are the plans going?
Well, we did work out that. Well, I believe you and we know Trevi and Tom both know how to transform people into other creatures. I believe you know the same spell, and if that be the case, we could all change and sneaking that way, get what we need, and then, if capable, do it again and come back out.
I believe that spell only allows you to change one person into a creature. How are you planning to change all 6 of us if only 3 of us can cast the spell?
well, Trevi can change herself as well.
Hmm.
So that's 4. I forgot that Edgar was here.
I wish I could forget he was here.
Sorry, Edgar. What if I polymorph somebody and then not myself, and then just dimension door there with the other person?
I could do that as well. I could turn us both invisible and then you could dimension door us in. Oh no, that would break it.
Well, realistically, 3v polymorphs Eret, Tom and Elizabeth both polymorph themselves. Then Treevy changes, and me and Edgar sneaking on ourselves, I believe. If you are capable of keeping up.
I should be, as long as you can show me the way.
Oh, while talking about planning, I may have undone the potential damage that our gunslinger friend caused. That's what I was doing with my afternoon.
Yeah, perfect. Well, at least that will hopefully make things a little bit easier. Well, a little bit less eyes looking around. Because hopefully once we're in, if we can go in at the right time, once the ship's pretty much loaded, we can drop everything into the portable hull, close it back up, set the explosives. Well, a couple of you can load it into the portable hull while a couple of others set some explosives, and then, as Tom says, dimension door out, hopefully.
How big is the portable hull?
It opens up to about 10 foot diameter.
Oh, it would have been so cool if we could have caught a whole ship in it.
That would be very handy. Take the whole ship in tow.
Yeah,
Well,
just pop it right in front of the ship and let the ship fall in. That would have been amazing.
he said that people would come with it.
Even better.
So, do we have a plan?
Just before you go further, you get the last few bits of the Tristram's information before they all kind of like vamp out, confirming the reaction to Elspeth's little detour. Several of the guards that were kind of like acting like noticeably inconspicuous have decided to just like have been called off and told like, okay, we don't need as many of you now. Go back to whatever you were going to be doing. So the guard number has been reduced, which included a couple of really nasty looking dogs that they brought in to kind of like as extra security and kind of like, okay, you guys can go back to fighting pits or the park or wherever you were going.
Head back to the park. Good boys. Everybody will probably see Cloud sort of like go quiet for a moment and sort of look sort of to the side, reasonably in direction of the docks, and wait a moment, and then he'll turn back. Looks like your afternoon was a success. A few of the hideaway guards were just pulled away.
Good. I also got an invite from your sister for drinks, so that'll be interesting.
You went and saw my sister. Don't let her drink too much.
This is me you're talking to, really?
Good point. She'll probably just tell you anyway. So there's no point saying anything. And I'd like to point out, I am a tabaxi. We do not get furballs.
Have you ever heard me call you by that name? I'm fairly aware.
No, but I know my sister.
We shall see what happens, I guess.
Well then, to the matter at hand, are we agreed?
Certainly. Also, Elsbeth, when you go, I demand embarrassing kitten stories about furball.
Oh no, they will remain mine.
Pardon me for asking, but we have made a plan to get in do what we need to do and get out. But what happens if things do not go according to plan? Do we have a back plan?
Eric's just going to bash his shield a little bit at that point and just do this. Just...
That's why we have him. No offense, Eric. You're very good, but if everything goes to plan, you're completely useless. Here's our plan B.
I'm fine with being plan B. I'd rather not scratch the armor. Yet.
Plan B is always what it always has been and probably always will be. Deal with whatever happens.
I thought your plan B was usually throw the Dragonborn at it. At this point.
Nowadays we get into that point. Before we didn't have that option.
Well, you're stuck with that option now.
So plan A is to blow up the ship and kill everyone on it. Plan B is to kill everyone on it.
Well, plan A isn't to kill everybody. Plan A is to. We don't need to blow up the whole ship. We just need to blow up the ship enough for it to sink, which is generally. Cloud will again reach into his bag and pull out one of the the pouches of gunpowder he's got with the fuse. Put this on the inside of the hull. It should blow a big enough hole for it to sink straight to the bottom of the docks.
About that one, Cloud, there's a more quiet way of doing that.
Yes.
Put a hole in the ship's what you want to do, yes?
Pretty much.
What do I breathe?
There's his part in plan A.
If it can melt a lock on a door and it can melt armor, I'm pretty sure it can melt some wood.
Which means if there is enough gunpowder on the ship, we can get that as well and make an extra profit. And I can actually go back to my research.
Does anyone have any problems with the plan so far?
No, but I would prefer not to use plan B. Ideally, these men or people should be arrested, but I suspect that's not an option at this point.
Well, you are perfectly welcome to stay behind after we've left and arrest them.
That's not my remit, but I understand what you mean. I have no objections to the plan.
So you guys all in agreement? Everything all set?
Aye.
Cool. Then, if you wish, we can wait until whatever time you believe will suit you best and attempt to carry out this crazy plan.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was told that the ship would be leaving about 12.
Oh.
Yeah, I believe it was around 12.
I mean, you can go earlier, go later. And by later, I mean like wait until the ship's ready to actually leave, and then.
My personal opinion would be probably to wait until just before the ship's ready to leave. Then we know everything's on the ship, and hopefully half the guards will probably still be on the docks while we are out to deal with this people actually on the ship.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Wait until it's just about ready to go.
I'm just the plan B at this point.
I'm fairly sure Elspeth is pretty much plan B as well.
I'm a plan A man.
Yeah, so we'll probably move into the dock area. Probably stay a little bit away from obviously where they're working, so not to be caught by any of their sort of undercover patrols or such, and wait until it sort of seems like they're fully loaded and actually starting to get ready to set sail or something.
Once they have weighed anchor.
Elle will try and give the dock warehouse where they originally fought Jackson a very wide berth.
Fortunately, it's on a different pier.
Good.
Though seeing it roughly in a distance does kind of give you that shudder down the back. As
So what are we doing while we wait?
I will say the current time is about 11:30 if you're going to go for the 12.
Eric's just going to pull out a set of playing cards. I have these.
I've never played cards.
Teach you.
I'm sure we can teach you.
A couple of sessions later, suddenly our cleric is not only going to be preaching about St. Albans, but it's also going to be a really mean card shark. I'm calling it now.
If you lose, you join my religion. Welcome to the shoe realm.
Hell no, Cloud will be using sleight of hand pretty much the whole time.
Can I see if Elspeth would catch that?
Make a perception check versus Cloud sleight of hand.
Oh, not advantage. I forgot to turn it off. No, I don't catch that.
No, you don't catch that at all.
Could I give it a try as well?
Sure, go ahead.
I do not. Shit. Okay, I need to roll some dice because this is like the third week running I've been rolling just not once.
You try to look and see if you can spot this weird why Cloud keeps winning at the cards that they're just like doing practice rounds with, and you're just staring intently, and not noticing that you're actually starting to lean uncomfortably close.
Who is he leaning uncomfortably close to?
Well, it would be initially partly Cloud, and then I'm assuming if Elspeth's nearby, it will probably be just over her shoulder as well, as she's on Cloud's opposite side.
Excuse me, can I help you?
Oh, sorry, I was quite interested in what Mr. Cloud is doing over there.
Then why are you leaning so close to me?
You were just in the way. Sorry.
Sorry, I was what?
You were just in the way.
I'm in the way.
Yeah. I was looking at him and you just got in the way, so
I will
sorry.
lean over, give Cloud a kiss on the cheek and go, apparently, darling, I'm in the way, so I will move out of the way.
Cloud would literally just be giggling chuckling under his breath, like, "Oh my god, he's going to get blown up."
Eric has stopped dealing cards right now and is going to just sit there going,
Elspeth will get up from her seat and go, "There you go, my dear. I'm now out of your way. Please feel free to have the seat. I will move and I will go and sit next to Treevy."
Thank you.
So, as you immediately sit down next to TV, suddenly Mothboy just kind of pop their like messy hair and just kind of like a boo. His little antennas just kind of like wiggling at you as if he's trying to talk, but he's not used to the fact that no one else apart from TV can speak to him. Finish well, freely.
I'm going to quickly look at Treevy and go, does this Mothboy want to play too?
Hey, I'm back. And yeah, Mothboy wants to play.
At that point, you kind of coax him down off your head and just kind of put it next to the playing cards. And just
Eric
kind of walks over, tries to nom one of them because he thinks it's like edible. Then before you know it, as everyone's all laughing, he's suddenly got like a pack of 5 cards, just like, "You'll move."
And from then on, Cloud will make sure he'll use his sleight of hand and make the Moth win, just for shits and giggles.
I'll say just for the sake of posterity, the fact that he make a sleight of hand check for me, Cloud. And if anyone wants to roll perception against it, feel free. But with that, I don't think you're going to win it.
Nope, not far off.
Not far off, I'll give you that. That was pretty damn close. And there's a few amusing rounds of Mothboy suddenly becoming the card shark of the group due to Cloud's unseen assistance. Everyone's all just having a good old time, just at the docks, not minding their own business, and then it becomes apparent as you see in the distance that the Myriad are getting their shipment ready.
We're just waiting for Lucius to give us the word, as they're just sat on a warehouse rooftop watching everything.
So then I've got like a Mission Impossible style thing with the cat with the headset, just with like the scope, with binoculars, just watching these guys, and it just gives you the whatever predetermined phrase of "it's on."
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Cloud will go. Looks like fun time's over. It's time to get to work.
Party assemble themselves. Mothboy sitting there with like a newfound interest in card games as he retreats up to Treevy's mop of a hairdo.
Right. Well, when you're ready, Cloud will let the spellcasters do their thing.
Eric's just going to turn around and go, whatever you turn me into, better turn me back, or I will annoy you for the rest of time.
Probably, preferably something tiny and that can fly, hopefully, would be best. If need be, they can sort of hide on my person.
So Elle is going to cast Polymorph on herself and turn herself into a little butterfly. And just perch herself on Cloud.
Cool. As you sit on Cloud's shoulder, he'll just kind of like side eye and notice that the pattern on your wings matches his tattoo.
Very nice.
Who's next in our little polymorph promenade?
Can I polymorph, please?
Go ahead. What's your polymorph?
The plan was for you to polymorph Eret and then wild shape yourself.
That's a much better idea. Can I polymorph Eret, please, and then wild shape myself?
You can also do that, yeah.
Eret, what kind of animal? What's your spirit animal, son?
I don't think you can turn me into what you would classify as a Dragonborn's spirit animal.
No, I definitely don't. No.
Let's go with a seagull or something smaller than that. I don't know. You choose a nature person.
Hummingbird. How's that?
I don't know what that is, but if it's small and flies, go for it.
Yeah, they're well small. They fly real fast.
Okay.
Polymorph Eret into a hummingbird, please.
Cool. And suddenly our massive towering mass of muscle, scale, and steel turns into tiny hummingbird. And the hummingbird almost looks like it's got plate armor on, just by the way its plumage is set.
I'm going to peck at Cloud.
Tempted to hit him, but he knows it can easily knock the person out with it.
You just continue to peck at you and for the next 3v, what you wild shaping into?
If I wild shape into a flying squirrel, can I actually fly?
I will call it more of a glide.
Alright, then I'll be an actual flying animal, like a bat. No, wait. Bats can't see.
Bat's got blind sight, though.
Yeah, they get blind sight.
I'll do that.
Yep. Turn into a slightly green tinted bat. Tom, you're up. What shenanigans are you pulling?
I'm going with Elspeth, right?
No, you're polymorphing, and then Cloud and Edgar are sneakying in.
Okay, I'm polymorphing too.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna polymorph into a. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna polymorph into a seagull.
Cool. And with that, you turn into a seagull with a pair of very weird looking shoes. As the shoes have adapted
Perfect.
into seagull appropriate.
With everybody else turned into animals and Cloud and Edgar just standing there, he'll pull out the wand of invisibility and go, this will help a little bit, and he'll wave it and use 2 charges to turn us both invisible.
Cool. With a wave of the magic wand, ding ding, you turn invisible. Even though you're invisible, Edgar, is there anything specific you would like to do before this?
No. I'm just gonna try to keep a very keen eye out for kind of Cloud steps and everything so that I don't fall too far behind.
Unfortunately, I am wearing the boots of Elvish kind, so my steps are completely silent.
Yeah.
But
Alright.
Cloud will use his Trism to sort of point the direction.
Every so often, the Lucius will just stop and do that sort of like cat thing of which is like point and go over there, and just walk so far and then go that way. That I believe you're all ready to try and get aboard this ship, or at least close enough to do some shenanigans. So if everyone who is trying to sneak in, which will be Cloud and Edgar, make me stealth checks with advantage. Okay, with a 19 and a 20, you both managed to both unseen, unheard, get through the first set of guards and initial trap points in the docks, as the rest are all flying their way through as their various forms. You guys get to the first checkpoint. There seems to be a few guards scattered about the place, as Cloud pointed out that after Elspeth managing to convince Toto's brother to recall the warning to the rest of the Myriad, there's not as many guards as there would have been. There's not dogs on patrol, so there's like less likely they'll be able to catch anyone anyway. But there's still quite a few kicking around, going about in groups of 3, scattered about the place, just making sure everything's all hunky dory. You're seeing in the distance like crates being loaded onto the ship. Would you like to attempt to move forward, or is there any particular you would like to take?
No, I don't think so. Just keep on slowly moving up so we can get on the ship and then hopefully get in the ship.
Okay, well, our stealth boys make me another stealth check. Okay, Bird is doing some fancy acrobatic shit while doing a 32 and managing to avoiding everybody. Meanwhile, Edgar's like literally at one point sliding between 2 guards as they kind of like cross paths, and they both look at each other, go, and then just walk away from one another. As you slide, you just hit a box, turn over, and use your momentum to chuck the small container it had on top of it to the opposite end of that particular pier. Causes a rattle to cause 2 guards to walk out, a trio of guards to walk away from where that guard post was. They think that there's something going on. When they get there, they find it's just the box has fallen over. They assume just fell over, and giving you a chance to kind of like sneak up, and you're actually right next to where the here, but the plank to get on the ship ahead of Cloud, just kind of waiting on him. Our animal friends will this time. Can you all make me a dex check, please?
Good guidance myself. Oh god.
Okay, Prevy, no issue. Like a bat out of hell, just gone, right through all the trappings in the dockyard. Elspeth gets a little bit caught up in just
I
but
I
just
was on Cloud. Funny. No.
while he's doing all these like sort of like sneaking about, there's like various points where he's ducked out the way or something, and it's just enough that it misses his shoulder, but just as you're sitting on his shoulder, it's kind of get like nicked off. So you're like a pace behind Cloud.
Okay.
Common of that.
Do I see Elspeth fall off Cloud's shoulder?
You see a butterfly just kind of floating a few about 40 yards behind them.
Would I be able to grab the butterfly? Just kind of.
Oh, she will not let that happen.
Head of behind you, and so unless you want to try and somehow signal Cloud without giving the game away.
Is that to me or Elspeth?
To you.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm aware, we need to get in safely, and if Elspeth's kind of fallen off Cloud's shoulder, I don't know whether she'll be safe. So I'll try to grab her. If she evades, then she evades. I'm not going to force the issue.
Say again, you're ahead because of all your sneaky. Elspeth's been knocked back from Cloud.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was behind Cloud. Sorry, my apologies. Yeah, that's fine then.
At 20, you're like a pace ahead.
Yeah, that's sorry.
Since you nat 1 are seagull, people don't tend to like seagulls very much. And as you fly around the corner, you catch one of the guards just by like, I don't know, glancing blow with your wing. And he just turns back and goes, oh, I fucking hate these flying rodents, and just picks up a random brick and just lobs it at you.
Fuck.
Can we just say you take 10 points, just flat damage, and make me an acrobatics check as the seagull? If you have seagull stats at the ready.
I don't have seagull stats. Give me 1 second.
We just brick the seagull. How's everyone doing?
Oh, it's the same as me.
All right. So you get scudded with the brick, and after the initial sort of hurt goes away, you kind of lose your balance midair and just tumble onto the
I would have dropped form anyway. The seagull's only got 3 hit points.
Okay. So as this guy's like, I fucking hate these things, and what 1 in a million shot hits you with a brick, you just turn back into a goblin and you just roll on the pier, and immediately a trio of these myriad guys just go, okay, grab it, and just start charging towards you.
Oh god.
Would I see this?
Yes, you would see this.
I can't
Everyone-
turn myself back.
No, you can't.
Everybody can see this.
All right. Invoke
gonna-
duplicity.
I'm gonna peck Treevy.
Ow.
I just love that. I got a picture. Ow.
Can I guidance Tom?
Okay,
If
Tom is
we
going
touch
to
him.
be first.
Yeah, I touched
Then-
him with my bat wing.
I don't think you can cast spells in wild shape.
No,
Ah.
it's a higher level, and I think it's a circle of the moon that can do it. But good thinking, but unfortunately not.
You're Circle of the Moon, aren't you?
Yeah.
But it needs to be higher level before you can cast it in wild shape. I
Oh,
think.
fair. I thought it was like a level 11.
Is it? Check, please, because I'm sure they've got some OP shit like that.
No, you're right. With standard.
So Tom's going to invoke duplicity as these guys are coming towards him, and there's now 2 Toms.
Yep. And then both Tom. Did I land on the ship?
Now you've landed on the pier just before the docking area.
Yeah. Invoke duplicity. Just start running around causing chaos. Both of my versions just running around causing as much chaos as possible.
Okay, as you're running around just like a madman, just trying to cause as much havoc. Those who have not given the game away, which is I think probably the rest of you, if you stealth boys, apart from Edgar, he on since he's right next to it. Cloud, if you want to make me a stealth check to see if you could finally get on board.
Trousers gone. Be right back.
Alright, okay. So rest of you, if you want to make dex checks to see if you can meander your river.
Who wants guidance?
You can't cast it in druid form.
We just had this conversation, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Code is
I am so sorry.
it's a Monday. Everyone's brain's a little bit fried on Monday. So Edgar didn't need to do when he was already within walking distance of the ship. Treevy, you just fly around in circles because confused. Elspeth, on the other hand, as the butterfly, someone sees you floating around and goes, "Oh, those are rare, and I reckon I can get a coin for that." Gets a little jar and tries to slowly approach.
With a passive perception of 19, would I catch him doing that?
Yeah, you would, but you don't need to worry because as he's trying to slowly catch up in the butterfly, doesn't realize there's a bit of rope at his feet, trips, and ends up off the side of the pier. But you manage to, as you obviously noticing, kind of okay, I'm going to fly away from this asshole. Get a nice kind of top-down view of this guy just going, ah. So, luckily for you, this guy fucked it. Get back, but I will say that the rest end up within reach of the ship after one more check. One more check. Treevy's on board. Everett's on board. One more check, Elspeth, please.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was too far away from the ship.
Yeah, you are too far since you're just kind of, oh, not gonna try to catch me. I'm just flying a bit in circles. Oh, look, pretty lights. I'm off, but I still like pretty lights. These guys who are at the other end of the dock are going to try and see if they can catch Tom. So disadvantage. I'm guessing 19 is enough to get a hold of Tom.
Yeah.
So the duplicate and you're running about in circles, and this guy just happened to guess right and just runs up and gets you by the scruff of the collar and goes, "Got you, little goblin bastard." And the other two guys are going to come over and are going to proceed to kick the living shit out of you. 14.
Misses.
He tries to swing for a kick, and you're just like struggling against the other guy, and he's like, boot just goes wide. Second dude.
Misses.
Again, he's trying to like punch you in the face, and he's as you're just like that little bit kind of wriggly way, you manage to get like ducked down, and the other guy almost punches the guy holding you in the face. He's like, "Don't hit me, you dick! Fucking hit the goblin! I'm trying to, but he's a wily wee bastard." And it's just comical just how badly these guys are trying to deal with the situation right now.
Any more?
Nah, that's them.
All right. And then my duplicate run up on the guy that's got me grappled.
Yep.
Put one hand on his back and just say bye and cast banishment on him.
To save, he needs to be.
It's a charisma save.
Charisma.
18.
Fuck, just beats it.
He got lucky on that roll, let's be honest. As he just feels the look at this go, bye. As they're just standing there touching him in the back. Things are getting awkward. And Elspeth, if you'd like to try and see if you can find your way to the ship. Yeah. You fly on board and you notice just because of that 20, there is in fact a small little almost like cabin like structure at the back that seems to be unoccupied, and you just kind of slip in there and if you wish, turn back to normal and be unnoticed.
Would that put me near to where the guns and stuff are that we're aiming for?
Within sort of like within dashing distance of the cargo hold, yeah.
That's fine. Then I'll do that. I'll slip into the little area and sort of drop polymorph so I'm back to me.
Cool. The rest of you, if you wish to try and see if you can find somewhere to safely embark the ship, or if you just want to all just like in your polymorph states and wild shapes just like appear on the ship still in the skies. So Anybody?
See, when we're flying about on the deck of the ship, I take it there's only one walkway on.
Yep, one main walkway.
Would I see anyone on the ship?
Make a perception check.
Did they?
14. It would appear you don't see anybody apart from your floating animal compatriots all floating about that you're obviously aware of.
So I'm still on like deck of the ship. I'm gonna peck Treeby twice.
With the well, obviously the exception of Edgar, who's like on
Yeah.
board but out of sight, and you've seen the butterfly flying into the little cabin area, and then since has not been seen since it flew in.
So again, just gonna peck Treeby twice. And give them an angry look. So there's an angry looking hummingbird pecking at them.
Stevie respond to the angry.
Oh, he's BRB.
Oh, so presume they'll reply when they come back. But yeah, for the moment, you can't see anyone else on board.
I rolled a 32 for that check you wanted me to roll before.
Cool. You'll get on board. It's fine.
Once I'm on board, I will whisper, Edgar, are you here?
I'll whisper back her as quietly as possible. Yes.
Stay on deck, keep an eye out. If things start going south, well, watch out for Tom. Make sure he doesn't get in too much trouble. I'll deal with downstairs. And I will start heading down into the hold.
Cool. As you do your whole feline sneaky thing, you, obviously Elspeth being aware that you're nearby will spotted you as she's in the cabin between you and the cargo hold.
Obviously moving past her, then if I have to go past her to get to the cargo hold, I will obviously say I'll head down to the cargo hold if you want to give some support up here, just in case.
She will whisper very quietly back, so determined to do things by yourself, don't get yourself killed. And I will stay around the top.
And making sure we have a way to exit. And you'll feel a faint invisible kiss on your cheek and it'll move off.
So I will stay around near the top waiting for the others to do whatever it is they're doing.
Cool. Tom, do me a favor, make me a strength check, please. Okay. As this guy's been distracted with your duplicate in front of you, you just like elbow him in the crotch and he lets you go.
All right. I want to grab my duplicate and just dimension door onto the ship. As far back onto the ship as I can, like kind of so they wouldn't really have time to see where it went. You know what I mean? Like almost out of their field of vision, but close enough that I can see it.
Cool. That does. And you bamf out with your duplicate and arrive on the ship.
and then immediately kind of move ahead and duck down a little bit, trying to make sure they can't see where I went.
So roll me a stealth check, please.
Guidance myself. No, 21.
21. You are both, you and the duplicate, just disappear. Out of sight, out of mind.
Do I see Elspeth or Edgar?
Not from where you are. They are currently hidden away.
Okay.
Cloud, as you're nearing the cargo hold, you can hear faint voices from down below in what you assume is the main cargo hold area where the guns have been kept.
I'll slowly and quietly go down and have a nice old look to see who's there to welcome me in.
When you initially look around, you see the first image in front of you was initially that of Benjamin Cassidy. But the last bit of conversation you got just before you went in the corner and seen his face is like, I don't think it's convincing enough. And then the one that you thought was Benjamin will then morph back into some half elf, scruffy looking motherfucker, just like, really? I thought I had the accent down that time. Nah, well, the accent's fine, mate. You just need to get the mannerisms a bit. He's a bit more of a, I don't know, stuck up arse at times. You know what I mean? If we're going to replace the guy, you better, and they just kind of keep talking about it as if they're like planning some sort of like switch around. As you look past those guys, though, as their little charade's going on, you can see the cases that were being loaded up earlier in the evening, all piled up about 5 rows wide and about 6 tall.
Okie dokie. Yeah, let's go for a nice old Cloud's going to actually cast darkness on himself. So, where are you? Darkness. So, a 15-foot radius sphere all the way around me. Invisibility drops, but nobody can see me anyway, and I will just move up, and I will just engulf the whole of the cargo bay into darkness and pull out the portable hole. And basically, my idea is to hopefully scoop up, like open it up, sort of throw it underneath the gun by the guns, but also catch the dude who's trying to pretend to be Benjamin as well inside of it.
Okay, do me a favor. Make me 2 separate rolls, technically 3, but one is a sort of like ranged attack for you throwing the portable hole over the guy. The next one after that is a d20 and a d10, please, together. See how many of these you manage to fit in the portable hole as you around.
That's sort of a ranged attack, so 19.
Okay, 19 will get the guy in the portable hole.
And then a D10 and a D20, you say?
D10 and D20. So as you're rolling it, these guys are confused as all fuck because suddenly everything's gone dark. And the guy who's trying to pretend to be Benjamin just goes, "Whoof," as he's been sucked into the portable hole. As you manage to get 12 of the crates into the portable hole.
And how many does that leave? Is that about not even half, correct?
Even half. There are 30 in total.
I'd assume that'll be my moment unless I can do anything else.
That'll be your moment. Upstairs, everyone can immediately see that there's a large group of myriad guys are kind of gathering in front of the ship, all speaking amongst themselves, going, "I nearly caught a rare butterfly," as the guy got pulled out of the water and goes, "Jeffrey, you and your fucking butterflies. There was a goblin trying to sneak on board this ship disguised as a fucking seagull. Now, they ain't brave, little fuckers, so the chances are there's more than one. Or it's working for other people who's probably sneaking around as well. So double the guard up, keep an eye out." How do you wish to proceed? Everyone on the outside.
With my passive perception of 28, I would have seen where Tom went to hide, right? With his stealth.
Sure, I'll give you that.
So I'll kind of, as silently as possible, trying to make my way towards where Tom is, and tap him on the shoulder, and just whisper to him, "They may have caught on to our plans. We may need to start creating a bit of distraction for them downstairs."
If we create a distraction upstairs, is that not going to make it harder for them to come up stairs? You know what I mean? If I create a distraction here, they're all going to come here, and then when Cloud wants to come up, they're all going to be up.
We could maybe create a distraction off the ship.
Oh, I just got onto the ship.
You can use that whoopee cushion thing.
Only once somebody sits on it.
Oh,
It's kind of its thing.
Would I be able to hear their conversation from where I am?
Just barely. You can make it of it.
And can I see where the myriad are gathering just off the boat if I sort of pop my head out the door ever so slightly?
Yeah, you pop your head out and you can just see a bunch of about 27 of outside.
So I am going to cast Major Image just beyond them. And I am going to Major Image like a load of... Yeah, I sort of saw in drop form. A load of goblins sort of crawling out from underneath the dock and onto the dock, and then seeing the myriad and running the opposite direction.
Okay. So, in order for them to fall for it, it's against the spells. I'm going to do this for like the groups of 3, so it's going to be like.
Fail.
So the first group fail. Second group
Fail.
And third group fail. So
Fail.
all these guys immediately see the goblins, and as they're running away, go after the wee bastards. And big swarm of myriad guys are chasing these imaginary goblins away. It has not been a for the myriad.
No, it has not.
So diversion created. Everything's all clear upstairs. Anything else you guys want to do?
Out of
Edit your-
frustration, I'm gonna headbutt something.
You're just gonna headbutt them.
I'm gonna try and head back the plank that gets you onto the boat.
As a hummingbird.
Well, apparently I'm stuck as a hummingbird because for the fact that Treeview is DC'd.
Okay, so you're just banging your head against that and assuming that at some point Treevy might hear you or notice
Mhm.
what you're doing.
That's the
Okay.
hope.
Meanwhile, downstairs, guys are going, Lucas, where are you? As currently he's sitting in the bottom of the portable hole with several cases of guns. As Cloud's just basically like acted this shit once again.
You know, I love my Acme games. He will hear a slight whistle as Cloud blows his whistle of familiar and summons. Where are you? Yeah, he's going to summon if he can, an awakened brown bear in the cabin with him, next to the boxes that are still up top. And he's going to ask it quite kindly, could you please start shifting the boxes into the hole next to you, as he summons the blade staff and holds it to the bloke who's still standing up on the not in the hole, to his throat, and say, we shan't be much longer. Please, just relax.
Okay, as the bear just kind of nods and starts moving some of the boxes and starts shoving them into the portable hole, the guy you've got the blade staff next to just kind of stands there and just goes, fuck it, I don't get paid enough for this, and just sits down. As you're committing the most successful robbery against the Myriad in God knows how long.
I will have to admit, though, you were right. Benjamin is a bit more of a pompous ass. He needed to get the hand gestures a bit better.
I thought that, right? See, I was like, I don't normally do this sort of this line of work, and like, he's like, as he's trying to talk and like lean closer, you've got the blade staff, so it says, kind of almost forgets halfway through like every now and again in the conversation that you've got like a weapon to his neck. See, I was a trainee actor, but the theatre I was working in got like shut down, and I've been trying to find work on the side, and these guys asked me for a job, and this is how I end up here. And is that a bear? And he just looks up and just sees through the magical darkness, just like the occasional head pop out from the radius of like the bear, which just waves.
Yeah, as you say, you didn't get paid enough for this. What's your name?
It's Tony.
Tony. And you were an actor. Well, if you made it out of this in one piece, maybe I'll give you a shout if I need a hand with some bits and pieces. How about that? You've obviously got a bit of an eye, being able to tell how people's mannerisms.
Oh, that'd be swell, actually.
Better paid, less risk. Better options.
Yeah, that's certainly becoming apparent now as he just kind of leans back in his chair. And after a few moments, your awakened bear just kind of gives you a signal, and next thing you know, your portable hole is full of gun cases, and some poor bastard now basically being like concussed as he's lying in there with like all these gun cases just lying next to him.
Is he your friend, or is he an actual Myriad person you were working with for?
Oh, he works for Myriad. He's the guy who kind of suggested this whole little switcheroo scheme.
Ah, good. Righto. And Cloud will sort of lean over, grab the edge of the portable hole and give it a flick, and it'll close back up into its like hanky form, and tuck it in his pocket. And well, keep your head down. Actually, count to about 30 and then get onto the deck of the ship and jump off the back. You don't want to be on this ship for much longer. And if there's anything of value, you know where it is, grab it. Might help you out. I'm going to leave my friend here to watch over you for the time being, just to make sure you do count. Good on you. And he'll turn and start heading back up.
Cool. He'll start counting very loudly as the bearer's actually like pawing the number as he's like 1, 2, 3. Just keep them in time as it watches you leave. After a few moments, the rest of them will be sitting there wondering what's going on. Next thing you know, they see you come out, just bold as brass.
I will come out looking like the bloke in the portable hole, but I will use the messenger ring to contact everybody but Edgar and Elsbeth, I believe. Though I will flare my eyes, my colour green for Elsbeth, and I will just say, "Time to go."
Elspeth does has a friendship bracelet, but yes, I will not need it, I assume, if you flash your eyes at me.
Is that it? We're not rigging this place to blood?
Is Eric turned back to his normal self?
Unless Dom's came back in his TV and says otherwise, he's still 100%.
In the chat, Sam asked Dom if Trevi would drop polymorph, and he said she would, because obviously he can't get on disc at the moment.
That's fine. That's fine. I just sometimes jumping back between windows.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
After that, Eric's back to his normal self.
Excellent.
With that, Cloud will say, "Eric, time to go thinking."
I take it we're on the bottom floor of the ship.
No, I believe you're still on the deck.
Deck.
If you throw up off the side.
You're
Eric's gonna.
probably closer to the actual pier where the loading dock, I'm gonna kick myself for not knowing where that actually. The gangway. Sorry, gangway. That's what it was fucking.
Would it not be less suspicious if we left the boat intact? The authorities, they're not going to run to the authorities and gone, they stole our guns. But if a boat suddenly sinks in the docks, the authorities may look to investigate that without the request of the owners of the boat.
But they'll also be looking at the myriad side as well.
What if we leave one box of guns on the ship, then sink the ship? One, we get away with the guns, with most of the guns, and get money. Two, the authorities investigate the ship and find guns.
I'm pretty sure there's still a load of gunpowder somewhere on here.
How much fun is it going to be to sink a ship?
Eric just sends a message going, "Am I breathing on this or not?"
I will acquiesce to the wishes of the group. Although I will advise I cannot maintain the spell for very long. They will be coming back fairly shortly. So can we make a decision quickly?
Cloud will turn and say, for, I can't think now.
Eric, Edgar, Trevi, Tom.
That's it. I'll just turn and go. Elizabeth, you take Trevi and get out of here. Tom, you take Edgar. Eret, if you want to come with me. And he will gesture back to the back of the ship again.
Eric's gonna
But
touch the earpiece. There you go.
if you guys are sinking a ship, I want to be here.
Don't really want to be here too much longer. Just try not to get seen. And as soon as it starts shifting, then go.
Yep. I'll make a swift exit. I just want to be here. If it sinks, this is going to be yours.
Eric's gonna touch the earpiece again and go, I'm still technically outside. I got stuck as a bird for a while. So I'm kind of just at the way on the boat.
Yeah, you're on the deck. We're all on the deck now.
Well, if we go down the gangplank, I breathe on it and then remove the gangplank.
No, because I forgot something. Follow me.
I'm
And
not
they
following.
need a dimension door out.
How are you guys going to get out?
I've got a shorter distance one, but it'll still work.
Can I ask a quick mechanical question? The invisibility from the wand, how long does it last?
An hour, unless you break it with either attacking or casting a spell.
So Edgar is still invisible because we're still. This has not been an hour, right?
Technically.
I'll just kind of say that, I can get off the ship by myself. It seems I'm still invisible from Miss Cloud's ability.
Who said that?
I did, Tom.
Yep.
We've been speaking this whole time.
Yep. You're just so easily forgettable. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Well, if you don't need me to, Elspeth, you can dimension door out as well, right?
I can, yes.
So let's all get this. Let's all get this ship burn, and then we'll all just jump out together. Let's not split. Let's just do it.
We have like 20 seconds. Whatever we're doing, can we please do it?
Burn, baby, burn. Burn it down.
So Cloud will take Eric back down into the hull. If he sees Trevor there, he'll say, "Time to go, run." And Cloud will dismiss his familiar.
Okay. After watching the bear disappear, he kind of goes, okay. If you require my services, Mr.
Don't ask, I'll find you.
Fair enough. And he just kind of just bolts for it.
While I'm looking like the bloke he was just talking to.
Yeah, he kind of twigged that was the case of that wasn't really him.
Cloud's just gonna have a quick 5-second look to see if he can see any barrels of gunpowder lying around.
Make a perception check.
I can assist.
With advantage if you wish.
$13.
As he shit you to a buzz right now, just like I can't believe it's gone as well as it has.
He'll move down to the lowest part of the ship to the bottom deck, and sort of let Eric step in front, put his hand on Eric's back, and say, "There you go, spew away."
It's not spew, it's breath. At which point Eric's gonna take a deep breath and then just kind of fire acid all over the joint.
Spew.
It's not a
Okay.
hairball.
Roll me the damage for the acid breath.
Okay. 4D.
That's to hit.
Yeah, I was.
19 as you just like exhale just like a spray of like lime greeny fluorescent acidy bio just you can start to see it crumble away at the ship's hull, and it starts to steam up as you can see the water start to slowly leak in.
Furball, now is the time for us to leave, unless you really want to smell like wet cat for a week.
Hold on a second. As soon as it like the acid gets to a point where he knows it's about to break through, Cloud will push Eric forward a little bit and then cast Thunderstep to give the already weakened Wood a extra kick, and he will use Eric and himself to dimension 90 feet directly up above the ship.
Above, okay. And with that motion, everyone can just hear the audible sort of like boom and the pressure wave causing like a splash in the nearby dock. You just see a hole appear on the side of the ship. Large rush of water, and the ship starts to just kind of go backwards and starts to tilt up the way and slowly starts to sink.
At that point, I'll grab Treevee and turn to Tom and go, if you want to watch it sink, it's probably best not to do it on the deck while it sinks. Let's go, and I will dimension door me and Treevee sort of onto the dock as far away where we could still see the ship sinking.
Tom will see that going down, and he'll look around and just say, "Edgar, run!" and then dimension door himself to the dock also.
Edgar will run.
I would dimension door you, but I can't carry anyone bigger than me.
Yeah, it's fine. Edgar will just run.
So as Edgar's running, you feel the ship starting to lift up the way, but it's no issue for the monk who just like runs up and jumps and lands on the pier with like superhero landing. Everyone else is either dimension door out or thunderstep the way, and the ship slowly starts to sink.
Tom just watches and claps with glee.
With his high as fuck passive perception, Edgar will hear the angry footsteps of running myriad members coming back towards the dock.
I will get the fuck out of Dodge as quietly as possible.
Stealth check, please.
Natural 20.
You get away scot-free. The others are all out of sight, and they just see these guys all just in a large group just watch their ship sink slowly but surely under the waves. You know, just all standing there as if like, oh, we're in deep shit here. Just start looking at each other as if like trying to find blame, and they just start arguing. The party wish to observe these idiots all making a fools of themselves, or do you want to get the fuck out of Dodge?
Out of Dodge would be lovely.
Yeah, just try and slink away unnoticed.
So you all just decide, well, our business concluded here, and just slink away, watching these guys all dissolve into this was all your fault. No, it was your fault. You let the goblin get away, etc. etc. And with that, guys, the gun shipment is now all inside the portable hole, along with some asshole who's been picked up as a little extra.
Cloud will, knowing how the portable hole work, will wait 10 minutes because that's exactly how much air it is in there. Then he'll wait probably another 3-4 minutes for him to pass that out, depending on how you want to roll unconsciousness, and then he'll open it up and have Eric drag the bloke out once they're sort of out the way and in somewhere a bit secluded, maybe an abandoned house or something.
Cool. You find a nice out of sight, out of mind little kind of small kind of garage area for like the shoes box and a workshop kind of thing, and just like, pull them out, please. Eric just pulls them out, no effort.
Just gonna look at Cloud and go, "This is not a gun, Cloud."
No, this is bonus, hopefully. And if he's hopefully still alive and just passed out, Cloud will tie him up, gag him, and we'll start unloading some of the guns. He'll probably unload about a third of the, about a third to a half, a little bit less than half of the guns out, and message.
What's the third you take out? So 10 cases. Just a kind of nice round number.
Yeah, that's fine. And then he will use the bracelet of friendship to contact Elizabeth and use the earring to contact pretty much the others and direct them to where they are, and ask Elizabeth if she can message, because you haven't actually met Benjamin, have you?
No.
Ask you to use sending to contact Cora to inform Benjamin the job's done, if possible.
I will reply back that I will do that. And I will send a message to Cora going, "Hello, sorry to disturb you. Apparently I'm playing messenger for your brother now, who is asking me to let you know that whatever Cloud said, I will pass along whatever Traz said. To Benjamin, please."
Okay, I'll pass that message along whenever possible.
Perfect, thank you. What would they do without us, honestly?
Yeah, you're right about that.
And I will send a message to Cloud and go, "That has been passed along."
Hopefully while the bloke's passed out, Cloud's gonna have a little look through some of the boxes, just have a look at, well, hopefully it is the actual guns and it's not just a bunch of bullshit boxes or something.
You go out there to Tal'dorei's equivalent of squirt guns.
Super soakers, yeah.
Yeah. No, they are the frightening legit article here. There are musket style rifles and a couple pepper boxes kind of stuffed in the sides with bullet molds and a couple of pre-packed powder charges as well for the pepper boxes.
Yeah, so he'll make sure. What did you say? Round number was 10.
Yeah, 10 boxes you've unloaded.
Yeah, so a nice 10 boxes of a nice spread of the rifles, blunderbusses, all pistols or whatever, and we'll leave the rest in the portable hole, and hopefully just wait for everybody to arrive, and hopefully wait for Benjamin to arrive with a couple of his boys, if it doesn't take too long.
Cool. A few moments later, the party all show up. Benjamin does not arrive. However, he does send somebody to go. Yeah, if you. Oh, you've got plenty of these. Nice. I'll send one to the boss if you want arrange for pickup and drop off.
It should be all right. Should be all right here for the time being. If you have a couple of people to keep watch on the place until you can do a proper pickup. But I also picked up this bonus here. He was planning on replacing Benjamin or some such. So maybe a bit of questioning can work out exactly what's going on there.
At that point, the underling for Benjamin looks at the guy and goes, "Well done. I'm sure the boss will be appreciated." And just grabs a hold of the guy and just throws him at his mates and goes, we'll question," doing quote marks, and see what he knows. The boss will be in touch sometime soon.
No. If we remind him, a good bonus always helps, especially for extra, and Cloud will sort of just tap the chair as he walks past that the bloke's tied to.
The guy kind of gives you one last faint look before you leave. The class guys all kind of stand watch and just double check all the merchandise as you all leave. Job well done. Anyway, you wish to retire for the evening? Or anything you wish to do before the thing is over?
Eric, dearest, you should probably go and get your companion back, just in case he's burning down the place.
I can go and pick him up if you want, but he should be fine with the kids for now.
It's up to you. It's probably fine being left there, as long as you're sure he won't accidentally destroy anything.
It's fine. There's a 10-year-old in charge of him.
Oh, great. Why is there a 10-year-old in charge? Where was Devden?
There was a teenager that opened the door. Devdon was away doing things. And only one 10-year-old appeared to... Well, he looked like 10. He appeared to speak Draconic. He... Very lovely little boy. Very nice.
Oh, you're talking about Draco.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Language education in this place seems to be a bit lower.
Hmm. Draconic is not high on the list. Well, for anything that isn't a Dragonborn, at least. Devden makes sure to teach each child the language of their race, if they have one, and common.
Well, that means that Devdon knows the language then.
If he doesn't, he gets someone in that does.
Well, it's your house. If you want, I can go get Ignis.
It is not my house. It would be Devden's house.
This is more your house than mine.
That is probably also untrue at this point. But the kids will enjoy him for a night.
So the decision to leave the Tal'dorei at the orphanage for this evening?
Ignis will be fine.
Anyone else want to do anything for this evening before you all return somewhere for the evening's rest?
Kind of while we're kind of going back, if I can have like a couple of seconds with Cloud just away from the party, I'm just gonna ask him, Mr. Cloud, who is this Benjamin that you mentioned a few times? Is he the person who's given us this mission?
He's a person that you will forget. No offense, but a person like yourself shouldn't get involved with stuff. Well, not too deeply at least. So if I was you, I'd forget the name and leave it be.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we were all in the warehouse, no? Unless, of course, Cloud was having the conversation with a guard without us there.
I would assume he left you guys like away from the conversation.
Oh, then I don't ask him about who Benjamin is because I wouldn't have heard it.
True, we would have probably been talking in Thieves' Cant, more than likely anyway.
That doesn't stop me.
Oh yeah.
Please tell me Cloud has stopped looking like the random guy by now.
Oh yeah. As soon as he like thunder stepped away and got out of sight, he would have changed image back to his normal self, and as they walking down the street, he would just go, "See, perfectly laid plan."
Well, I would also like to point out you were so convinced that you would be so much better by yourself, and I'm fairly sure I made that 100 times easier than it would have been without me.
Right then. So next time, a duo.
Depends what we're getting into. I don't think we could take on a dragon to just ourselves.
Forefront fighting. I'd prefer to have everybody else with us, but espionage, information gathering, theft, excitement. Just the two of us.
I find just the two of us fairly exciting as it is without adding in the rest.
As you are doing your usual fraternizing, before get a message from Cora. Got word from Benjamin. He says he'll speak to Cloud tomorrow morning.
I will pass the message on to Cloud. Okay, your sister says that Benjamin will speak to you in the morning.
Yeah, perfect. And we have the evening.
Apparently we do. Did you have plans?
Well, as long as it's with you, I do not mind.
Well, let's find somewhere to spend the evening.
And we'll find a little inn. Cloud will try and find a more inn than tavern if possible. So not as drinking ravey type place.
Cool. Takes you a little bit of wandering away from the main dockyard to find somewhere that's inconspicuous, quite more B&B like than it would be a bar. But you do eventually find a little place. It's a small little house that kind of tails off at the back a little bit, kind of oddly shaped. But it seems obviously, brightly coloured outside, gives a kind of really homey feel to it.
Mm, 5 rooms, I believe.
So you enter in and you'll see with bright orange pigtails, little floral dress, kind of almost falling asleep at the desk. Little halfling just kind of like, oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. And she'll kind of like pat herself in the face to wake up. How many rooms did you want there?
5, I believe. Looking at everybody else.
She does a rough head count. Yeah, sure, 5 rooms. We should have she goes to a little book. Yeah, we have 5 rooms available. That'll be like 5 gold altogether, please. Just for the one night.
Yep, Cloud will hand over 5 gold coins.
Splendid, thank you. She puts them in a little purse, kind of hops down off her stool, comes back with like the keys for all the rooms. Like, you are in rooms 17 through 22. She kind of points out, just down the corridor, and you'll see the rooms at the back.
Thank you. And yeah, he'll dish out the keys to everybody. And yeah, I don't know if anybody wants to do anything else.
Anyone want to do anything for that evening before we do the long rest and next little bit before we call it a night? Because I've got a little we want to do at the end here.
Nope, I'm just gonna wait for the next morning so I can go and see the dwarf.
No, Edgar's gonna go to bed.
Tom's gonna get started making his pamphlet shoes.
Okay,
Just
roll a dex check with proficiency added as well.
says +4, so 16.
You make good progress, and the shoes will be completed by the time you go to bed.
Awesome.
Elspeth will, for the first time since Jackson, I believe, make sure Cloud has a very enjoyable evening, and probably Edgar, with his supersonic hearing, doesn't get much sleep.
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, so that evening goes by. Edgar,
Hmm.
what do you mean? Boy.
Sorry.
You just get a quick message before you go to bed going, update on progress.
Good understanding of group being made. Not able to write formal report. However, can provide information face to face if required.
Excellent. I will be in contact again within 7 days. Continue as. And the message will stop. And of course, you'll occasionally hear the excitement going on in the other room for the remainder of the evening. So if you'd like to roll my con save to see if you actually get a full night's sleep.
Sorry, that's not with advantage, but it's still a 12.
You do not get the full night's sleep at all. Next morning, Elspeth forget. I'm actually saying is that sorry, forgot to mention what the details. If you can all come back to the Emerald Heart.
I will pass that message around.
Yep. Cloud will look to Elizabeth when she tells him, do you think it'll be wise to take the whole group, or would it be better just for us to go?
Considering who I believe we're meeting, I definitely think we should leave Bookworm behind. It might be a bit weird to leave him by himself, so maybe one of the others with him.
Might be best to leave the rest with him and just us two go. Have a little couple morning, shall we say?
Sounds good to me.
So Cloud will probably go to Eret's room and knock on the door.
Come on in.
Morning. Sleep well?
I always sleep well.
Good. Me and Elizabeth need to pop out just for a little bit. Need you to keep an eye on the rest if possible. We shan't be long.
As always, the babysitter. That's fine. I shall babysit for a while.
Thank you. Like I say, we shan't be too long. And he'll nod and pick it and get Elspeth and start heading. And no, I didn't accidentally call. Well, technically I did, but that's because I was trying to make sure I'm saying Eret now and not Draxus.
I'm so glad Elle did not overhear you calling her Eret.
That's a Traz thing, not a Cloud thing.
Uh-huh. Of course it is. Elle will go with Cloud.
Yeah, you know, because me and Eret are constantly like giving each other shit, but all we want to do is make out all the time.
Bromance.
I mean, Elspeth probably wouldn't be against a threesome. It's fine.
Whoa.
I'm just trying to creep Foss out. It's hilarious.
If Cloud was by, then that would definitely be an option.
Which I did not want. Thank you very much.
Haven't you still got a goblin-sized gimp suit somewhere?
Somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Who? So you don't put your shoemaker's tools to other uses then?
Yeah, I'm gonna make some paddles.
I've got some dragonborn scales. Do you want them?
Yeah. Saint Hubbins, the patron saint of quality footwear in Gimpmouth.
And ball gags.
And welcome to Delta Group.
So you two are going to go to the Emerald Heart. Whilst you have a little couple of walk towards the place. Does anyone else want to do anything quick?
Ed is going to be really cranky at the table in the morning.
Just the echoing of bed springs just going through his head.
You okay there, Captain Bookworm?
No, amongst other things. it was quite apparent that Miss Elspeth and Mr. Cloud were making relations last night in their room.
Oh, it's fine. We'll get you someone soon. Don't worry. It's a tavern. It's always somebody making relations. They're far.
The fuck is that picture of it, Sam? Honestly. What the Oh,
Also, I'm pretty sure there's a book on making relations in interesting ways you could read.
I did not read the book myself, but I always imagined making relations was about procreation. It did not sound as though that was the intention last night,
It's also
Or-
recreation.
or it could have been. But given the frequency of it, it sounded as though they were making several children as opposed to the one child, the two child.
Well, if you've got stamina, go for the long game. Or several short games. I don't know how quickly he fires.
Either ways, are they around or have they?
They're off for a couple's breakfast. I suppose after a couple's evening, a couple's breakfast is the best thing to do.
Is it just me and Eric who's here at the moment?
Treevy's having a long lie. And Tom, if he appears.
Yeah,
appears at
Tom will be there.
And before even saying a word, there's like a actual tray of scraps just kind of like slid in front of him, and you can see the girl with the pigtails that dealt with the keys. Just kind of goes, "We were going to throw these out anyway, but you seem more inclined to make use of them."
Oh, this is the best place we've ever stayed. And he would just go crazy on the scrap.
Ah!
Yeah, he would just go ham on the scraps.
Cool. After grabbing some breakfast. Oh, sorry.
No,
Go
sorry,
ahead.
Go ahead.
I was about to say, after grabbing breakfast and heading towards the Animal Heart, I was before getting a quick message going, not to rush you both, but sooner rather than later would be quite preferred.
We are on our way, don't worry. I'll look at Cloud and go, she says sooner rather than later?
Bit strange to be in such a rush. Let's be a bit prepared just in case.
I don't like having your sister in my head. I need to find a way to stop this path of communication. No offense to your sister.
I apologize for having to have you as a middle gap between us.
It's part of the joys of having an extensive use of arcane abilities. You end up playing messenger much more than you'd like.
And we head straight to the Emerald Heart.
Mm-hmm.
Claire will probably send Lucius on ahead just to have a little scout about.
Is he still a giant bear?
No, he will. I've turned him back into Tritham form.
As he goes ahead, you'll see next to Cora's office window, you'll see a bowl of like cream left out with his name written on it.
Interesting. Lucius will probably have a fly around a couple of times just to have a look to see if there's like. It looks like something's gone wrong and it might be a trap or something. And then if he doesn't see anything, he'll probably just land and have a drink.
Does a one round. Everything else seems to be odd. It's just barely morning, not even lunchtime yet. So again, place is not that busy. You'll land. Obviously, being a Tristram can detect poisons if necessary, but the things seem safe. Takes a sample. Actually, quite nice. And you just see a hand start to stroke him. Was like, "That's a good cat." A voice that sounds vaguely familiar. It's not Cora's, but you can just see at the corner of Alicia's eye that Cora's sitting there into the room, just kind of like not anxious because that's not her, but she's kind of like, this person makes me feel a little bit uneasy being in here.
You can say I recognise the voice. Can I
It's
tell who it is?
vaguely familiar. Roll me a history check. It's clawing at the back of your head, but you can't seem to place it.
He will say to Ellsworth, there's doesn't seem to be exactly any dire trouble, but there's someone there, female, but I know her, but I can't put my finger on it.
I will send Cora a message and go, I do believe whoever's with you shouldn't be able to hear what you're saying to me, but if she can, obviously disguise what you're saying. But who is the lady currently with you?
I believe her name is Ziola or Ziola, whatever they call her. Apparently, she's a big shot with the clasp.
Okay, I will turn to Cloud and very quietly whisper that name. And go, that's who's with her. Apparently a big name with the clasp.
As soon as Cloud hears the name, it immediately just goes bottle rocket in the back of your head. That is Spiraling Ziola in the I think I was saying it was Ziola. Spiraling Ziola. Spiraling of Shadows of Amon.
And I assume I sort of like more know of her than actually know her.
More by reputation, though you do recall vaguely one place where you happened to be in the same place where she was, as in like she was dealing with something at the other end of like a casual meetup of various agents, and you know she's a bad bitch. She wouldn't have got the position of the Spiraling of Shadows with her upbringing as a thief and smuggler and black market dealer. Without a few nasty encounters, but if she's here, it means something big.
Okay. Cloud will sort of like once they get to like just round the corner, he'll stop for a moment, turn to Elizabeth and go, I know you don't like it when people sort of talk to you or your friends or people you care about in such a way, but there are sometimes circumstances that you need to let things slide. So completely no disrespect, but I need you not to interrupt unless truly necessary. I start interrupting type situation. Understood?
I will give him a kiss on the cheek and go, darling, I used to work in a brothel. I understand the speaking when spoken to, believe me.
True. Right. And Cloud will be a bit flustered and shake himself off, and then right, let's go. And they'll head in and head straight up to the office and knock on the door.
The door just creaks open, and you see Cora sitting there, and she's like, "About fucking time you show up."
You didn't exactly say a direct time. You just said morning. Still a morning.
And you just hear the voice from the other end of the room where the door obscures. Oh, is that him?
Morning. Weren't expecting someone of your caliber to arrive here.
As you walk in and the door shuts behind you, there's several class members all just kind of like filed across the back wall, including Benjamin. They'll then start to move around and spread out along the room, so the entire room is just basically encircled with these guys.
I'm making sure I'm in touching distance of Cloud at all times.
And one of them takes out a small little object and tosses it into the middle of the room. It flickers a little bit. Nothing else apparently seems to have happened. They'll just kind of lean forward and go, "So, you're the one I keep hearing about. I'm guessing this is Elspeth, and somewhere nearby you'll have Tom, Eric, the new boy Edgar, and on his merry little way, and probably having a nice little time in Whitestone is probably your good friend Toto. Am I right so far?"
Yeah, I've not been keeping as low profile as I usually do.
Benjamin, you know what to do here. And old Benjamin will just crack his knuckles, do that whole neck crack thing as well, and start to slowly approach and try to and he's staring at Clay going, "You've had this coming for a long time, buddy."
More than likely.
He just walked up straight face to face with you. At that point, Viola will get up and she'll start walking up to Elspeth. And just as she gets to within sort of like arm's reach, Benjamin just kind of arms comes out and just bro hugs you. "I knew you'd fucking do it. I told you, Viola, he was the man for the job." "Yes, Benjamin, you were quite right." And at that point, she'll just take it Elspeth and says, "Oh, don't look so worried, my dear. Don't worry. We always like to put a little bit of show on when we promote one of our members. For a secret organisation, we've kind of relaxed in a few regards. We got that. You know, the kind of guys all kind of just sit there and like just kind of silently clap."
I've always hated it when you do this sort of shit.
I need to have some sort of fun whilst I'm usually the one hiding in the shadows and being all quiet. Something you should like exercise a little bit more in future though, going forward. Kind of keep things on the hush hush.
Well, we do try. Well, I do try, but certain situations you always bit fundamental. Leave it with a bang, no.
Although I have to say, taking out the ship without blowing it up, I believe you've left us some of the cargo.
I know some of the myriad were still dicking about the dark, so God knows what else they grabbed before it fully went down. But we dished out a good share, as the cargo wasn't the main mission, just a bonus. Saw fit to make sure I got you some of it.
Really? And she starts kind of playing about with her nails a little bit, just kind of thinking about it. What about the rest of it?
Rest of it, the rest of what I managed to get.
The other 20. There were 30 crates.
As I say, the job that was put forward was to make sure the myriad didn't get it. I did that. I also gave you a bonus of getting part of the shipment for yourself. If you want a few more of the boxes, that's fair enough, but I could deal with some of them for personal deals, if that's all right. Nothing that will fall back on you, obviously.
You know what, Benjamin? You were. He is exquisite, isn't he? Very well. As long as you don't think about with the organization, I don't see any reason why I should interfere. So I wouldn't be careful dealing with firearms, because if the Rolos catch on this is going to blow back very bad.
Well, I'll be honest. Some of them will be going to the Rolos for personal gain. That will
Clever.
obviously
Ah,
my personal gain will help
clever.
your personal.
Clever. Anyway, we've made a few changes around here, so it seems only fitting. You see Cora kind of cross her arms a little bit and kind of always go slightly huffy as a key is now dangling from Viola's fingers with a little emerald heart on the end of the keychain. The emerald heart has been associate of the class for the last couple of years, security purposes. But we've decided to expand a little bit in our influence, and well, while you have the choice of who would actually run the establishment, either your sister or, and she kind of side eyes ours for a brief moment, someone else. Joe just put the key in Chloe's hand and goes, consider this your own enterprise for the time being. Just remember who the majority of the cash flow goes to, the organization, and keep doing well. And the boys again all start a round of a silent round of applause, or a quiet round of applause.
Well, if you're going to bring it in fully, I expect the full complement of protection as well, not the side mark that we usually gets.
Oh, don't worry about that, my boy. You see these guys, and she kind of looks around. All the 8 guys that are in here, apart from Benjamin, they'll be keeping rough security around here. And Benjamin over here was thinking about, was actually in line to be where you're currently standing, but has decided not to mix business with pleasure, At which point, even Benjamin's kind of going, okay, come on, that's a bit kind of much info. And you can see at the corner of your eye that Cora's blushing ever so slightly. So he'll be your right hand man as opposed to being your superior. How fun! But he still gets to, keep his position.
Cloud will nod and hold out his arm towards Cora with the key in it. It's always been yours, and we'll never take that away from you.
Just reach out into the key.
But I will say, if you're giving me this responsibility, that's fair enough. And I will look at the other class members that are the guards. She runs the place for me. She speaks, you jump. You do anything to annoy her, upset her, and he'll look straight at other. I can't fucking say her name. Avola. Yeah. I will deal with them in my own way.
And she'll just give you a slight nod. With that, gentlemen, my business here for the time being is done. I will go back to mine. Enjoy the rest of your day. And keep up the good work. And she'll just slowly walk out. Oh, before I leave, could you do me a favour, dear Director yourself at Elspeth?
I will I won't say anything, but I'll raise one eyebrow as if to say what.
She's sitting there kind of like puzzled as if to try how to phrase it properly. Like, you should probably be a little less harsh on Devon. He really was unhappy when he came to see me the last time, the other day. But be assured, he had nothing to do with you know whom, other than security, and then should the whole like finger across the throat thing. And if I hear anything regarding him or those who brought that situation back to more pressing and more immediate modern time, I'll be sure to let you know. As a favour. And she'll turn, walk out. And just to clarify before we wrap up for tonight, Cloud now has the Emerald Heart as his own personal establishment, with Benjamin Cassidy as a lieutenant. And the guards will keep watch of the place. And that is where we'll call it for.
Well, on that note, I will say night stream.
Yeah, night.
Nice stream.